To all who ask, how did Israel with its security and intelligence of agencies fail to detect Hamas to carry out a daring invasion of Israel? Now much of this is just the regular BS. Invasion of Israel. Really? This is your favorite half Chinese. Just when you thought they would give China or the Chinese businesses a break, we have this. The imperialistic fantasy creators can't wait to blame China for what's happening in Gaza, and even blame a Chinese company who they desperately have been trying to destroy for so many years now. This is an effort to have Huawei banned in other nations, especially the Western nations, so all the people in the West will have to give up their freedom and give it to the United States of America by not having the free choice to pick and choose a telephone that cannot be cracked by the United States intelligence and live for the rest of their lives under dystopian submission to the United States that in turn will dictate to you how you should live. Not for the benefit of your life, not for the improvement of your life, not for the improvement of your people, not for the improvement of your country, but for the benefit of Americans' elite, 1%. But we must thank him, because now let's think about it, what really happened. So he claims, and I quote, yes, for the past 30 plus months, Hamas leaders and militants use Huawei phones, tablets, and laptops. Now this is clearly an assault on Huawei. We get back to that. One would have to be almost hopelessly naive to buy the corporate state media line that the Hamas invasion was an Israeli intelligence failure. Mossad is one of, if not the most powerful intelligence agencies on the planet. This was a quote from this very interesting article Intel dropped by ex-CIA agent. Hamas Israel fighting likelihood false flag to wipe Gaza off the map. Interesting enough, he named Hamas. Now let's see, what and who is Hamas? Hamas was established in 1987 and has its origins in Egypt Muslims Brotherhood movement, which had been active in the Gaza Strip since the 1950s and gained influence through a network of mosques and various charitable and social organizations in the 1980s. The Brotherhood emerged as a powerful political factor challenging the influence of the PLO, and in 1987 adopted a more nationalist and activist line under the name of Hamas. Now it is very interesting to note that they were challenging the Palestine Liberation Organization, PLO, and that doesn't strike you as odd? Now I'm not saying it is a false flag operation, but it possibly could be a false flag operation just for a couple of reasons, like to introduce the police state and curfew in Israel, to strengthen the Netanyahu government by transforming it into a dictatorship, to sabotage the peace between Saudi Arabia and Iran. See, Iran is already involved, right? To reverse Qatar's politics hostile to terrorist Palestinian patriots, to justify possible new wars in the Middle East against countries that are not friends of Israel, or more simply selective attacks against installations of such countries, and also for a full takeover of Gaza, using national security as an excuse. We have to think of what the goal was of Hamas. For anybody who thinks it was to liberate the people in that area didn't think this through well enough. I mean, Israel is well known for its extreme harsh retaliations, so we cannot even start to think that they wouldn't do anything, right? So what then was the plan? Just think of it. There wasn't even a follow-up. If it was for the people in Gaza, this attack would be labeled suicide, right? Now, obviously, I'm for the Palestinians to have their land back. But the longer I think about this, the less this attack makes any sense. Then we have the media totally taking sides of Israel And then we have the US ready to send additional military assets to the region to aid Israel. According to Biden, as if Israel is not well equipped, another great excuse to get your troops over there under the disguise of helping Israel, who is well capable, probably better than entire Palestine, to protect itself. So let's sum a couple of things up. One of the best, if not the best, intelligence agency in the world did not pick up on the preparation of this attack, which at least cost months to years in preparation. Then do you really think that Egypt's intelligence is better than that of Israel? I mean, we're talking about the Mossad here. I mean, look at this. It's ridiculous to even think of it. Then we have Hamas, who is well known to have connections to organizations of the United States and Israel. Then we have clear goals of Israel's that they would not be able to succeed in if there was no false flag operation, because people would protest it. Then we have an extremely hard propaganda network from the West, of course, playing very hard on the emotions of other humans to create a consent for, at this point, whatever they want, like a complete siege of Gaza, or cutting off electricity, water, and other utilities of the citizens of Gaza, which is a war crime. And nobody says anything. And the reason for that is they have shown you the videos and pictures of Israeli people that were in the process of being unalived. Now notice they did not show you the pictures or videos of Palestinians who are being unalived. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how they try to brainwash you and create the consent, because after watching such videos and pictures, the mind is numb, and many people will agree to many other harsh measurements that they absolutely would not agree upon if they would have not seen these videos and pictures. Now again, I do not make any claims here, but it certainly should be given some thought. I definitely do not buy that the Mossad, who can find an ant anywhere in the world, did not know anything about this.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And also, isn't Gaza heavily secured? It just doesn't make any sense. Now, obviously, again, this is all circumstantial, but let's not forget, Israel and the collective West have a history of false flag operations. One of them seems to be 911. Not saying it is, but it seems to be. Let me know what you think of it, but please keep it respectful. We are not savages unlike some others. Now getting back at Huawei, like seriously, as much as I despise these anti-China propagandists, I do admire their creativity to change all the negative events in the world into something anti-China or anti-Chinese. I hope more and more people will now see that whatever they are trying to sell you about China are just blatant lies. However, it's a great commercial for Huawei, though, if you just think of it. Who doesn't want to use a phone that cannot be tapped or cracked by the CIA or Mossad? Amazing, isn't it? Let's buy Huawei! Please like and share, and if you have not yet, then follow. This was your favorite half Chinese, and as always, have a great day.